Okay, hello. The time is 5:18 a.m., May 29th, 2025. So they just knocked here. Here's the rotation pattern. It was U.S. federal agent / U.S. Army. They are dead. How do I know it? Because I heard them die. Where were they? In the crawl space conjunct to this house of the house 1507 S Street Northwest. Oh. How do I know they died? Because they got hit with fucking lethal gas. How do I know there was lethal gas? Because I raced to the fucking goddamn bathroom. By the way, Jesus doesn't care about all the profanity. What he cares about is when I cuss about the sacred people. The elite special forces are sacred human beings. And I try not to cuss because they are just sacred. They're as holy as holy men. But I'm also forgiven when I do cuss because I'm freaking panicked. I'm free from sin after living here. It's not living, it's after surviving this. I am free from sin after surviving Washington, D.C.'s historic ISIS terrorist compound. So far this morning, I have been poisoned 2 separate times, but it wasn't at me. Without any question whatsoever, concretely, with no question, the people crawling under the floors are being killed by chemical weapons. There is no doubt about it. It's been going on too long. Too many occurrences, events, incidences have happened around me that I'm direct eyewitness to for me to be mistaken. And so I can concretely conclude, yeah, they're being killed with the chemical weapons. And how do I know it? Because I run to the bathroom every time. And how do I know they're dead? Because they stopped doing what they did. How do I know when there's no chemical weapons that they don't stop and stuff like that? Because they don't. I've been through this for 5 years, 4 of which was armed conflict. And so I know a lot about that stuff now, and they're just being killed as soon as they come in. Okay? It's U.S. American people who are so fucking violent. I'm sorry to cuss, but I can't believe what the people in my country have turned into. I'm glad that I did everything I could while I was being held hostage for 5 years in a room. I'm glad I did everything that I could to stop these people in the United States. Okay, for multiple days, there's been endless crawling and entering into my parameter. This is to my knowledge, okay, because I can't talk very well. We'll talk about what I mean by to my knowledge later. They've been crawling in from 1511 S Street Northwest and 1507 S Street Northwest for multiple days, and they've been going to the same places. I don't know if they go other places. They go to the same places where they make noise. This is how I know. The radiators in both rooms, the crawl spaces in that corner that I've identified, and the crawl spaces in various areas of the extra room. They also crawl underneath my chair a lot. There was an IED in my extra room 3 days ago. So today is the 29th, subtract 3, okay? As protocol, like it's a utmost, the most important is a big rule to not talk about them, and you can understand why. So I couldn't say it, but it was so strong that the chemical explosive weapon that had been shoved into my extra room, as soon as I went in there, this is 3 days ago, it was at night, I'll never forget it. As soon as I went in there, my migraine, it was from A-OK, brain fine, to a migraine that it hits you within a matter of 5 seconds after being around their IEDs. The pain was a 3, like bad enough where you think, I gotta go to a doctor. Like, yeah, it hurts. Yeah. And it doesn't go away. You have to get away physically from the IED. Yeah. That was there. There's been constant IEDs and chemical explosive weapons that they manufacture on our street. It's been constant. And no, I don't believe that I do have the right. You can find another word than have the right, but just bear with me. I don't believe I have the right to just announce on the internet every last explosive weapon that they're cramming into my parameter. No, and this statement alone is self-evident. I really don't have it in me anymore to explain a lot of stuff. Last night they were knocking. The knocking is persistent. They come in and they just do this series of ongoing knock, knock, knock. It has consistent pattern, rotation. And then I can't say how long it lasts. I'm really sick of not being able to talk about this. If I'm going to be able to talk about this, I want to be able to talk about it. You understand? I'm not into my rope with this crap. But it's not always the case because I don't always know who that was. I can speak freely on the U.S. Army. There's been other ones that have come in and used the same tactics under the floor, but when that happens, I can't go into a lot of detail about it. So, referencing what I just said, they've been coming in doing the same rotation pattern of knocking for a series of days. Some of them I can't, if I bring it up like I just did, I can't go into further detail about it. So, but the same result happens. There's a chemical weapon that's used. I get really, really sick. I don't always have to race. And it's a sure bet when you judge it like that, that you're not the target. But this morning, it's strong enough where they've sent me out to the bathroom just by being in contact with their chemical weapons warfare being used on S Street. I'm racing and racing. I'm at my wit's end with these human beings mercilessly sending me to the bathroom. Folks, people of the world, I don't need to go to the bathroom that much in one day. I'm so fucking tired of this. I'm begging God for mercy. I wake up, I go in my hallway, there's fucking bombs in my house, and they smell to high heaven. And the worst ones will give you a migraine. Those are the worst ones. That's why I couldn't say anything for 3 days. But who am I to say that? I'm assuming, honestly, but some of my assumptions are from learning how things are. You're somewhere, you're trapped in a room. I am trapped in a room. So you're trapped in a room where there's armed conflict going on around you the entire time for 4 years. There's so much military action. I don't need to say that there's armed conflict here. You're trapped in a room around it long enough, you figure a lot of stuff and things out. That's all I need to say. So why do I go off like I do? Because the endless court proceedings with a man who's sitting down the street from this shit. We've got Biden, we've got Trump. It's the same two men. The endless denial of this kind of mayhem, anarchy, murder. I mean, just name it. They do it here. This is one of the most violent locations in our U.S. history. Oregon harvested here for multiple years. It's in our U.S. history, and to pretend it's not happening when you have to be deaf and blind in order to really pretend that, this is my final statement I always come to, is this. This is my profound resolution to this. I have to get away from Americans. I have to physically get away from them. They're too schizo for me. I can't be around anybody this fucking schizo. They're creeping me out beyond any tolerance left. I'm panicked. I gotta get away. It becomes so overwhelming, my emotion, that I have to take a breath right now. Okay. I can't share with the public what the military does, the good military. I can't. Well, some other day. You have to be deaf and you have to be blind. And at this point, on May 29th, I got to get away from the Americans. I need to save money, get on a plane, do anything, right? It's an emotional reaction. I cannot be around people this skitzed out. This country is too schizo for me. I'm not trying to make a snide statement, put a insult to this. This is pure fucking panic. I can't be around people this fucking sick and schizo. They'll go on and on to the end of the world, to the moon and back, pretending there's no armed conflict as a military helicopter hovers feet above their head. I have seen this too many times to not emotionally react this way anymore. The only thing I'm trying to do is get the fuck away from these people. They're so fucking schizo. I don't even know what to do. I'm like, I gotta get away. Just get away from them. They're so fucking creepy. Creepy's the wrong word. When somebody is so mentally ill that you don't even want to be around them. I don't know if anyone has ever experienced that. I have. It's an instinctual survival. They're violent and they're too deranged, and you know this isn't safe to be around that person. And then the fact that they're that skitzed out causes me or you, it's a normal, natural, physiological reaction. It makes you honestly feel nauseated and sick to your stomach, like you literally physically need to get away. They're too fucking mentally ill. I can't take this. I do understand why they have institutions, the concept of it, to take individuals like that and medicate them and treat them. No, I don't think, I strongly believe that our mental health institutions are always handling the mentally ill the best they could. I believe we've made progress. If you look at the history of mental health institutions in the West, this is what I'm familiar with, it used to be worse. Yeah, lobotomies and so on and so forth. No, this is really not okay to do that to people. No, you don't lobotomize people. I know, we all know that. This is not a laughing matter. But I really want to stress this. I can't take this anymore. The people in this city of Washington, D.C. and the United States are so beyond the point of being safe to be on the public streets, out there with the general public, that I need to get, I don't know where to go. I'll just figure it out. I can't be around people this fucking deranged. They're sending the most violent, murdering terrorists back and forth to court proceedings, both Biden and Trump. The court proceedings are a big way for them to keep this denial of military helicopters hovering over their heads. Their TV and their magazines is another way to keep it going. It just feeds and feeds and feeds their mental illness. I got to get the fuck away from these people. They're too violent and too fucking skitzed out for me to be anywhere physically near them anymore. I cannot fucking take this anymore. This is nationwide. It's endless articles, endless newspaper magazines, endless TV shows, endless music videos. Name it, any sort and facet of their media, their fucking faces are on it. They're disgusting organized crime members that they've turned into celebrities, on and on and on. They have made the state of my nation, the condition and state of my nation and my nation's people, they have made this into a normal way of life. I can't be here anymore. I have to leave my own nation and people. It is too fucking much. I'm getting the fuck away from these schizos, these dangerous, deranged maniacs. They can go ahead and spend the rest of their lives, however long it lasts, with military helicopters hovering over their heads and pretending that that didn't just happen to them. Do you know how schizo that is? To have a person pretend there's not a fucking huge right over your head? Do you know how fucking schizo someone like that is? I can't take it anymore. Goodbye.